So the Black Death was spread through flea bites that were carried on rats and other small vermin from China into Europe and across the Mongol Empire. The Black Death carried about a 90% mortality rate, wiping out about a third of the people of the contaminated regions of China and Europe, with larger cities suffering much greater losses than rural communities, and mostly because people live close together. There's poor sanitation. Just the cities are places that are always going to be heaviest hit by disease. In fact, like London lost about 2/3 of their people during this Black Plague. So while most of the Khanates began to destabilize and crumble during the 14th century, the Khanate of Chagatai continued until 1687. Additionally, being a pastoralist nomad and not having universal religious policies, the Mongols had left little permanent markers in the cultures of its conquered peoples. Right? They didn't leave their cultures behind in the places that they had initially conquered. Many of them convert to Islam, but no religious writing or buildings were established, and the Mongol language was not enforced or encoded into conquered state law. Okay. So our takeaway from that is, here we go, right? Negative impacts were the labor shortages in Europe, where people were dying, and city life was substantially diminished, which is where people lived in close proximity with little hygiene. Positive impacts were the employment opportunities for women, because when there's not enough men to do the jobs that need to be done, women have the opportunity to fill those roles. And the fall of the trade and the anti-Islamic attitude spurred the desire for Europeans to find their own path to Asia, right? So they were tired of using these areas that were controlled and governed and enriching these other places. Okay.